I do have information on the crossover next year, and it's gonna happen, or this year, sorry. It's going to happen in November instead of December. So earlier.
Oh, so earlier.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Theories. Nice. We're just gonna put it out there real quick. Barry and Oliver, Savitar, and Sportsmaster become the villains of the super legendary Flareverse. Kara goes over onto Earth 1, helps the team try to stop Barry and Sportsmaster and their team with Black Siren and what do you call it? Deathstroke now, Digger Harkness, maybe like all those people Oliver recruited, and maybe even some villains that the Flash knows, like Abracadabra,
yeah,
Abracadabra, and some other future villains. And maybe the crossover ends, but Barry, who's Savitar, becomes Time Trapper and puts everybody into a pocket universe. Boom.
Yes, that would be sick.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's DJ here with my brother Jamai.
What's good?
And it's Beer to Beers.
Kind of cool.
Bring you our Justice Clubhouse Podcast number 22, I believe.
Yeah.
Of Arrow. This episode is called Missing. Yes, and this one's a special one, and we're also very sorry for it being a bit late. We're supposed to be uploading this on a Thursday, but, you know, we're going to tell a little bit of a story here. So, Wednesday, you guys had seen that our Flash video had gone up a little bit late. And you know what? Before I get into it, just you guys find speedtro right here. Roll the clip. Lance congratulates Oliver on bringing in Adrian with Team Arrow. He also wishes him a happy birthday, which Thea proposes they celebrate. Thinking he's going on a date with Felicity, Oliver arrives at her apartment and attacks Curtis, believing him to be an intruder. Team Arrow celebrate his birthday and make plans to go on a summer vacation to celebrate their victory. Later that night, Curtis arrives at Dinah's house, intending to give her a modified piece of tech to augment her canary cry. He's then attacked by an unknown assailant, which Felicity overhears as she was on the phone with him. Oliver and Diggle arrive quickly, realizing that Adrian is behind it. Oliver finds a dart belonging to Talia al Ghul and sets out to confront Adrian, but not before tasking Diggle to get Thea and Quentin to an Argus safe house. Oliver talks to Adrian, who confirms his suspicions, and the former vows to save his friends. Oliver, Diggle, and Felicity find out that Black Siren is missing from Argus and is en route to ambush Lance and Thea. Thea and Lance talk about Renee missing his daughter's hearing, with the latter not wanting to repeat his own mistakes. They then try to make their way out of the Argus safe house by ambushed by Laurel and Evelyn. With Renee, Dinah, Thea, Curtis, and Lance taken, Oliver orders Diggle and Felicity to leave. He then says that with them safe, he will be able to focus on fighting the others. He sees Adrian again and tries to beat some answers out of him. Adrian tells him that he will have to kill him or release him in order for his friends to be returned in one piece. Oliver wants to do neither and heads back to the Arrow Cave, where he's surprised by Malcolm Merlin. He apologizes for giving William to Dark in their last encounter and that he only wants to save Thea. Locked in the back of a tanker, Thea tells the confused Lance about the parallel worlds, and that Laurel isn't the one they know. They arrive at a location where Evelyn and Laurel lock them up in shipment containers, but not before the latter shows a concern for Lance. While Diggle and Felicity try to make their way out of the city, they're ambushed by women wielding swords who force them to crash their car. Oliver and Merlin arrive, with the latter insisting that he give in to Adrian's demands to save his friends. Oliver tells him no and that they will find a way to save them while keeping Adrian locked away. Oliver arrives at Argus to ensure that Adrian's transfer goes smoothly, but then gets a video message of a kidnapped William. He chases after Adrian with Malcolm, taking out many Argus guards in the process. They catch up to Adrian, but Oliver is forced to let him go when Adrian tells him he must if he wants his friends back. Oliver asks why Adrian involved William, who tells him that his retribution for involving his wife Doris. Oliver watches as Adrian boards his transfer chopper. Back in the Arrow Cave, Oliver reveals to an annoyed Merlin that he recruited Nyssa. They find out the coordinates of Adrian's plane, and Oliver realizes that he is heading to Lian. Oliver pilots them there and prepares to face off against Adrian and his team. Diggle, Thea, Curtis, Lance, and Felicity find themselves in Lian, confronted by Adrian's team. Team Arrow realizes that Dinah and Renee are not present, worrying about their fates. Oliver goes to Deathstroke's cell and asks for his help. In flashbacks, Kovar tortures Oliver with a drug called Red Death at Purgatory. He begins to see a hallucination of Yao Fei, who tells Oliver to kill himself with a gun Kovar left him. Yao Fei tells him that everyone in his life eventually meet their demise, so he should end it. A hallucination of Laurel appears and tells Oliver to come home as everyone he cares about need him. He uses the gun to shoot the cell door open and makes his escape. Did Oliver make the right call in recruiting Merlin, Nyssa, Deathstroke, and Dr. Boomerang? Will he save Team Arrow? Who's excited to see the face-off between the two canaries? And Oliver and Adrian? Will somebody on Team Arrow die? We'll find out on the season finale of Arrow. I built suspense, Jeremy. See that? See that? All right, so one sentence.
One by one, the team shall fall.
Jeremy's in the Philippines.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, that
was a perfect one sentence. Yeah.
Well, yours was a good one pertaining to the show. This was more pertaining to what's going on, why our podcasts are a bit late. So yes, Wednesday morning, we tried very hard to get the Flash video up, but you know, we couldn't because we had lack of sleep and we're trying to get Jeremy and our mom to the airport for the flight going to the Philippines. So you're hearing right now, we're recording this on Saturday, and hopefully I'll have this all edited and up tomorrow by Sunday, which will hopefully be when you guys are watching this. But long story short, Jeremy's in the Philippines and he's handling some things over there, as well as, you know, getting a well-deserved vacation. And we've been trying for about an hour now to like get this thing to work, but FaceTime.
Dude, it's almost been 2 hours.
Yes. And FaceTime is the only clear way of us getting any sort of communication. Discord, why you do this?
Discord, Skype, Facebook Messenger, they're all...
Yeah. Well, not, but we do love Discord. It's just like for some reason, I guess it's just way too bumble.
I think international servers, like international calls, are kind of crappy.
Yeah. So right now we're using our iPhones to connect with each other, and hopefully it's like as clear as it can be. But yeah. So in the comments, if you guys had stayed for this little bit in the beginning, comment hashtag Jeremy in the Philippines or hashtag Philippines. So
yeah.
And also hashtag have a great time. Have a great time.
Bye, have a great time.
So getting into this episode, yeah, the plot was basically Adrian was picking everybody off in Team Arrow. Not picking them off, but like sort of kidnapping all of them. And what do you call that? Oliver was trying to celebrate his birthday, man. That's all he wanted to do. He attacked Curtis because he thought Curtis was an intruder, and that's racist because he's black.
That's racist. That's racist.
Yeah. And so Thea, and then they tried to force Felicity down our throats, but we're not having that. So we're like, get it off the screen.
No.
Starting that night, Renee and Dinah didn't show up, right? They were kidnapped first. Then Curtis was kidnapped because he went to go check on Dinah because he was going to give her augmented Sonic Cry necklace. And then so forth, everybody started getting taken. Adrian confirmed the suspicion pretty early on in the episode. It's like, yeah, I took him, but you're not going to know what's going to happen to them until, I say so.
Yeah.
Basically, Oliver's trying to struggle with, he has to either let Adrian go or he has to find a way to keep him in jail and save his team. That's the whole problem for him this episode.
Yeah.
And ultimately, he failed his team. And you can't even like put that on him because he was like put in between a rock and a hard place and with a rock in his ass. It was like the worst situation because William was taken and everyone is just, even Felicity and Diggle, who he told to get out of the city, they got kidnapped by a bunch of League women, Talia's people. So it's just not a good time for Team Arrow. Then you got Lance and Thea who went to the Argus safe house, but they got taken by Evelyn and Laurel Lance Earth 2, so Black Siren. And what's interesting about Black Siren is that she's not very, like, she's evil, right? But she's like got a little bit of good in her.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of good. A little bit. And she showed some care for Lance, but ultimately the whole Team Arrow ended up in Lian and surprisingly, Malcolm was the one who approached Oliver in the Arrow Cave to rejoin the team. Or not rejoin, like to team up with him. At first he was like, just give in to Adrian's demands, but Oliver's like, no, we're not doing that. So they tried to get into the transfer chopper, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately they had to let him go because he was going to kill off the rest of Team Arrow if he didn't. So Oliver's like, okay, bye-bye. Have a great time. I F you. And yeah, they go back and Merlin is a little bit pissed off because Oliver recruited Nissa, and then they flew to Lian Yu, and then they got Deathstroke. Flashbacks pretty quick. Kovar's back in the picture. He gives Oliver a drug, and it called the Red Death, and Oliver starts hallucinating, seeing Yao Fei telling him to kill himself, but then he is saved by Laurel, who tells him that he needs to come back home, like a hallucination of her. So he breaks out of his cage using the gun that Kovar left him. Sorry. And then getting back to the island, Team Arrow's in a pickle. Renee and Dinah are still not to be found, and Adrian has everybody locked up. So that's pretty much where we leave off in this episode. Do you feel like this was like a very good episode?
Yeah. It was had a lot of story.
So much story. It was like the penultimate episodes of all these DC TV shows have been pretty good.
It's like they save up for those last couple episodes.
Which is why I think it would be better to have like maybe just 13 episodes a season. I think 13 or like 20 episodes for a series is good enough to tell a story instead of like having fillers.
Yeah. Or even like how Legends is like 16, 17.
Yeah. Because they tell
so you don't have to have fillers in between.
Exactly.
Just straight story. Yeah.
And we don't want to compare it, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the last 7 episodes have been like the best of the series. And it's just the 7 episodes. It was just like a really good like mini series, and they could do something like that for these characters because they could tell a lot. Like the Savitar thing, it was stretched out too much because they're like putting all like the, remember the rogues at the beginning of the season, and the new rogue, sorry, and it was just like kind of like prolonging stories that we really didn't need other than like Savitar, because they could have really prolonged this battle between them. I would have rather seen like 15 solid episodes of just Savitar instead of just like 23 that we got this season that were, a lot of them were fillers.
Yeah. They fed into the story, but it's still not really the main plot of the season.
Yeah, it's not to say that's not good. It's just like I'd like to see more story instead of filler, just because they can't.
Yeah.
Now, you got any Easter egg?
I did not catch many.
I don't even know if I mentioned that.
Any.
This was some that I picked up were that this episode was named after a Bruce Springsteen song.
Oh, nice.
This is the first appearance of Yao Fei in 4 years.
Yao Fei is the
Shadow Spotter, the one that
the guy he has like long hair.
Yeah,
and he had the hood originally. Yeah. I mean, we saw him in a real quick in a flashback.
Yeah,
I think,
but that was like a flashback of a
it wasn't
flashback.
it was like 2 seconds. You see him.
Felicity's birthday cake was from Lord Mesa Bakery, and it had Lord Mesa's like
Lord Mesa, that's sick.
And so that's pretty cool that they actually put him in there.
Dude, he's a good artist.
Yes, he is, and that's
crazy.
Well deserved.
You know, they have him for like their special stuff. Yeah, not just cakes, but like lunch boxes and memorabilia. Yeah. They have him do that for Arrow, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
That's pretty sick.
Curtis referenced Florence the Machine by saying like the city. He was talking about the city Florence, and he's like, I'm not talking about the woman in her weird machine.
Yeah, the artist. Yeah, the musician.
Felicity talked about the whole situation that happened this episode as Groundhog Day, but like a horror version. With, Bill Murray.
Yeah.
And Nissa kind of like she referenced first season of Legends. Sarah told Roz not to let Nissa on Lian Yu. Mm-hmm. Oh no, sorry. Sarah told Roz to make sure that Nissa was near Lian Yu so that they could meet and keep the timeline. Okay. That's pretty cool. Like, came full circle. They didn't forget it. And it would be sick for like talking about the team Oliver's on for him to kind of become Sportsmaster and then the whole Savitar thing to play out. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Sportsmaster would be the sickest storyline.
Yeah, we don't really need to go into detail with that because you guys could see our other videos. We've said it so many times in so many ways, but that's basically like a pitch we have for like a season or a story that could tie in the legendary Flaraverse.
And it'd be a perfect time,
Yeah. We also apologize for like the background. Jeremy is in like the countryside, so like, there's a lot of
I'm in Bumble Left Nowhere.
Yeah. That's our hometown. That's our family's hometown, so what you're hearing is just everybody together. Previews for the next episode, what did we see? I shall explain that because Jeremy probably didn't get it over there.
Yeah, I did see it actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he recruited everyone and they did that like recap, and then he's like, if you want your son William back, you're gonna have to get through me. And it's just like a all-out war.
The synopsis for that is the battle between Oliver and Adrian Chase culminates in a final epic battle on Lian Yu, and after the events, Oliver decides to recruit a group of unlikely allies, Slade, Nissa, Merlin, and Digger Harkness to defeat Chase. However, Chase has his own army, Black Siren, Evelyn Sharp, and Talia Ghul, and the forces collide in an explosive season finale. I was surprised to see in a still shot that Samantha was on Lian Yu, William's mother.
Yeah. I did not see that.
Yeah, I saw his screenshot. So we know that Black Siren's also going to become a series regular next season. So it'll be interesting to see Oliver have to. Okay, let's get this off my chest real quick.
Go ahead.
I want Felicity to die, and I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that as like.
I'm just saying her death is more deserved than Iris's.
Yeah.
No offense. And
it's more like story driven because the thing is like they keep like constant, and it's like not good. Like she's really good at like being on her own. You know what I'm saying? We like her character as in like doing stuff for like the group.
And it's kind of a detriment to the fact that they keep doing that. The fact that she's around, they're bringing Felicity back and taking it away. It's like a back and forth thing with them. So why not just end it? Because
I felt like they forced it into this episode for absolutely no reason. And like everyone's like, oh yeah, get a room, guys. Get a room. And I'm like, what the fudge, man? Like Curtis was just like sitting there. He's like, oh, why is everyone telling them to get a room? I don't get it. Like I was like, yes, somebody that's just being the cock blocker. He doesn't even know it. And yeah, it's more of like a story thing because I don't want to see Green Arrow or the Arrow TV show finish and not see Green Arrow and Black Canary together.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That would be awesome. They could have like a love thing, but like Oliver shouldn't have, like he's a superhero, and I get it, like to humanize a superhero, but he's as humanized as a superhero as you could get. Like he could get shot and die. So
that's true. Yes.
For him to like be weak because Felicity is in his feelings, that's not. I want to see him fight over like two girls, the Black Canary and Black Siren, who have powers.
Yes, that'd be sick.
And like give him like a sort of like conflict next season. Like he has to choose which one he's gonna go with, the new Black Canary or the girl that looks like his old girlfriend. It's like more story wise. There's more things that are interesting than Olicity.
Yeah.
You know, they can take it a whole different direction. And dear God, do not kill Thea or Diggle off. I will flip a mother. What I would also like to see is like that whole supervillain team that he assembles to fight Adrian. I would like to see them like screw him over and like just like knock him out and run off the island.
Dude, they should do that. Then add to the story for next season.
He's like, thanks for letting me out, kid.
And then the whole thing, he's like, I was on the NU for like 5 years or something like that. He can restart that whole thing.
My name is Slade Wilson, and I've been on Lian for 5 years and another 5+ years because Oliver locked me here.
Exactly.
Kid.
Yeah.
I've decided to become something else. I don't even know what else he
says. Oh, okay.
But yeah, that would be sick to see that next episode. But what I have to say, though, this was a really good season of Arrow.
Yeah.
It has actually outpaced like everything else as far as like being consistent. Like Flash.
This actually peaked for me in terms of favorite shows.
Yeah. So this is at the top.
Yeah.
Like Flash, we're diehard Flash fans. We're diehard Supergirl. We're diehard Legends. But Arrow, we have to tip our hats off to it this season because it's just like Prometheus was an amazing villain.
Yeah. The way that his character was built up and like, well, throughout the season. Yeah. It's perfect. Perfect.
You know what would be hilarious? What if we were like seeing it all wrong? What if that would be crazy if like it's like some weird thing. If it's not Vigilante who's Adrian's brother, what if Vigilante is Ragman's brother?
Whoa. How'd that work though?
Maybe he had a brother that he didn't talk about. Or maybe Ragman is Vigilante. But the thing is, we saw them fight. No, I'm saying that's another thing that's kind of like puts that theory to bed, is that Ragman fought Vigilante before.
True. Yeah.
So, but that would be cool for like Josh Segarra to play a twin brother of Adrian.
That'd be sick.
That'd be awesome. They're supposed to have like a surprise guest next week. I'm hoping that it's Ragman because they need to tip the balance somehow.
Yeah,
because they have
surprise guest or him being Ragman or Vigilante. That would be sick if it was Vigilante.
Yeah,
you know, and then reveal who he was so that they could add to story for next season.
Yeah,
you know, because they can't just end it. I mean, they can end it like that, but it'd be better if they didn't. They should have the reveal.
Ragman was an awesome like addition to this team, but in order for him to like come back in a bigger capacity, somebody's got to die.
Yeah, but I don't want anyone on that team to die except for Felicity. Yeah, because
Curtis is already kind of like taking over her, you know, hacking stuff. It's not like he can't do what she does, and he can also be out in the field.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we love Emily Bett Records, but her time on the show,
character,
overdone. Like they in order for her to have been saved is if Curtis was never introduced.
Yeah.
And people are pretty polarized with his stuff. Like they're either one side or the other. But we like Curtis. He adds like that funniness to the group.
He adds brightness to this. Yeah. To the group. Yeah.
The theories moving forward, we pretty much have all the same ones. We just can't wait to see how this battle ends.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty freaking awesome.
Yes.
Oh, somebody came in there?
Yeah.
Hello.
It's Daira.
Oh, hello, Daira.
She's interested. Yeah, she's interested in hearing what we're saying.
All right.
Yeah.
So, any other theories before we move forward? Any other ideas?
Nah, I got none, yo. Oh, that'd be sick if his son became Connor Hawk someday.
Diggle's
down the line.
Yeah. Diggle's son.
Oh, yeah. His son, yeah, that's true.
JJ. Thankfully, Lila's the only one that's like not there. She took little JJ out to see her parents or something like that.
Good.
I don't know. Everything leading up until this point, all the shows, the penultimate episodes have been fantastic this week.
Yeah.
But we cannot wait to see what twist that they bring. Because apparently all of them are going to end like on a cliffhanger of sorts. Oh, and this is the last, the penultimate until next week.
Yeah.
I do have information on the crossover next year, and it's going to happen, or this year, sorry. It's going to happen in November instead of December. So earlier.
Oh, so earlier.
Yeah.
Nice.
Theories. We're just going to put it out there real quick. Barry and Oliver Savitar and Sportsmaster become the villains of the super legendary Flareverse. Kara goes over onto Earth 1, helps the team try to stop Barry and Sportsmaster and their team with Black Siren and what do you call it? Deathstroke now, Digger Harkness, maybe like all those people Oliver recruited, and maybe even some villains that the Flash knows, like Abacareta.
Yeah.
Abracadabra, and some other future villains. And maybe the crossover ends, but Barry, who's Savitar, becomes Time Trapper and puts everybody into a pocket universe. Boom.
Yes, that'd be sick.
That's like the gist of the theory, but you guys can go back and watch like all our other videos, like I said, because we have. Jeremy and I have been theorizing about this the whole time.
Very in depth. Yeah.
Final thoughts about this episode?
Very solid, yo. Like you said, penultimate, always top notch.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what happens for the finale for all these shows.
Hey, yeah. And the good thing is Jeremy's going to be able to get it over there. Yes, I thought that was fantastic. That's pretty much all I can say about this episode. And I love seeing the clip for the previews of next week's episode of the two canaries fighting.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they're like, they did the sonic cries at each other and they flew back.
Ah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Now, what do you think about it, Bears? Nice. Okay.
Nice.
So, hashtags. All right, hashtag
Rolo.
missing.
Survivor.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, one more time. Hashtag
Rolo.
missing.
Survivor.
Nice. Now, favorite episode from this week out of the three?
I would have to say this episode.
Yeah.
Super action
I
packed.
actually will be a little bit different. I'll say Flash, even though this was.
Okay.
No, actually, I'll take it back. Flash was like second to this. Yeah. Arrow's
Exactly.
Arrow's the top. It was freaking top notch this week for everything, but Arrow has to take the freaking cake. Yes. Anything else to add, brother in the Philippines?
No, just mom and daughter talking to each other.
Okay.
That's it.
Our little sister is there with Jeremy. You guys, we probably don't talk about her enough, but yes, we have a little sister in the Philippines, and she's talking in the background. Our mom's explaining what's going on.
Because it's
We can't wait to see what happens next week. And that being said, you guys go leave a like if you guys enjoyed, and go leave your comments as well what you thought about the episode and what your theories are of what's to come.
Come over to my channel where we figure out exactly how to make your own Philosopher's Stone. We don't actually know how, but we do have a tutorial videos, so that's kind of cool, right? It's something. It's a good. Just come check me out, please.
Be sure to check out our creators' code as well as social links down below. Thank you guys for watching the 22nd episode of the Justice Clubhouse Podcast.
Brought to you.
3 more episodes. You said brought to you what?
Oh, I was about to say brought to you by US and Philippines.
And partially Canada.
Yeah.
Thank you guys again. We got 3 more episodes.
Yes.
3 more episodes. Hopefully we can get them up on time. And hopefully I can also put up an update video.
Yeah, that would be awesome from over there.
We'll see.
Hopefully, that would be awesome. Please, if you can.
Yeah.
With that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Ajong buntag.
Nice.
Paalam.
Paalam.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
2014, 2014.